it's good for America because the rising tide raises all boats, and it's good for him. Okay. Now, the opposition party, if they can't get on board with that, which at this point they don't want to, they've got to come up with an opposition agenda. Here's their agenda. And it goes all the way back to Marx. You create as much squalor, as much tragedy, as much dystopia as you can in society, and then present yourself as the savior. Now, do you ever actually fix things? No, you don't, because if you fix things, they'll know they don't need you. So you never actually fix things. You just continually tell people around the next bend is utopia.
And you got to come up with new stuff that nobody's ever heard of.
And this is why we're into all the transgender lunacy in elementary schools.
Nobody's heard about that. They represent 0.03 of the population.
But if you convince people, you know what? You know how they advance that is those kids are all going to commit suicide if we don't give them these operations. They don't talk about the suicide rate.
And the proof is that these kids get so depressed
afterwards
themselves when they figure out what they've done.
Yeah, absolutely right, Dave.
They're crazy.
Listen, America, he's telling the truth. This is absolutely it. Now, at that point, when these kids are suicidal in massive numbers, do the Democrats care about them? No, they have no use for them at that point. They're actually a political inconvenience.
Well, it's like blacks now. They have no use for blacks.
Same thing. So
what happens? They're paying attention to all the illegal aliens.
Exactly right. The pattern is 100% consistent.
I want you to play clip 6 for Chris here. And then we got to go because I got to do some commercials.
Okay.
He was in Chicago over the weekend as federal agents began their targeted immigration enforcement operations in the Democrat-run city. Joining us now is Cata Truss, a Chicago resident. Cata, thank you for coming back on. And your reaction to what you saw happening in your city after speaking up about this as long as you have over the weekend.
My reaction has been somewhat excitement, but then also, you can't see this happening and not have your heart hurt for some of the people who are going to be deported. And that's for the people who are hardworking, people who have come to this country. Now, those criminals who came here, which is what Tom Homan is targeting right now, we feel good about the fact that they're being taken back to their countries and taken out of our neighborhoods.
Okay, so this is a black woman, woman that voted every single time for a Democratic Party. She's up there in her probably 60s, close to 70. And says, this is the first time I voted for a Republican, Donald Trump. And she says she lives 3 blocks away from the mayor, Benny Johnson, 3 blocks away. Braden, whatever it is. And she says, my husband had his car jacked the other day. Wow. He says, we have to all worry about this.